Not Fitty. Man.
It's the show. You make a great team, guys. 50-sized entertainment in the morning. So good to laugh again. On Rock 105.3.
Well, I'm fired up.
Oh,
The fights are in town. UFC Fight Night is going down Wednesday night at the Valley View Casino Center. And one of the fighters on the card, one of my personal favorite fighters, is going to be fighting. Because I've been following your career for a long time, Holly.
I appreciate it.
So I'm one of these guys that knows all about your backstory and the boxing and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
Holly
you so
Holm
much.
joins
I
us this
appreciate
morning.
it.
Yeah. See, Holly was a big-time free agent. You know, before she signed with the UFC, she was one of the fighters that was out there that a lot of people were talking about. That was like, why aren't you fighting in the UFC? And it was a whole business thing, right? That you were finally to get you in.
Yeah, you know, at the time, I was fighting with Legacy, fighting championships, and I had
Champion,
a fight.
by the way.
Oh,
It's not just say fighting. You were the champ.
Yeah.
You know.
And that fight that I had was when we first started the negotiations with the UFC, just kind of talking with them, and I thought, man, I don't even want to think about that, because if I don't win this fight, then that's just going to ruin everything.
Sure.
Right.
I didn't even think about it, and in that fight, I broke my arm, and so it was a victory. I wound up winning the fight in the last round.
With a broken arm?
Yeah. What do you? I mean, come on. A little broken arm.
Born yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I never heard of fighting in the cage, bro.
Okay, I went home from work with a sunburn once. I'm not gonna lie, Holly.
Yeah.
So, okay,
You know
okay,
what?
you
that's,
can.
That's painful.
Right? Thank
Don't
you.
Holly, don't egg on.
Okay.
Holly, don't egg
So
on.
you kept fighting with a broken arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when you kick him in the head and knock him out.
That
That's
was my
beast
plan.
mode. Yeah.
Oh my
You don't
God.
give
It's called
up.
Plan B, Sky.
All right. I don't have a plan B.
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have a plan anything.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's fun. And so, you
So
came in
after
with a
that-
lot of fanfare.
Yeah.
You know, people were talking about you with, knocking people out left and right, and
Well, after
your
that, I
boxing
just
career.
figured, they're like, we need to get this going, and I thought, well, I'm not in any rush. I have a broken arm right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
We'll
actually
just let this
probably
play out. Just let my manager
drew more
take care of
interest,
it.
I think, probably helped you out a little bit.
It did help
'Cause it's
out with
badass.
buying some
Yeah.
time. It also came with a lot of anticipation for that first fight. Oh my
Right.
gosh, what's Holly gonna do in her first UFC fight?
Yeah.
Which was never gonna be enough for anybody, and I knew that. So I thought, well,
Yeah.
we're just gonna fight and let it be what it is.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people talk about UFC jitters, their first fight, because it's a different scale of fighting.
Absolutely.
The crowds and all that stuff. Did you feel any of that in your first fight?
I think I'm nervous for every fight. It
Sure.
doesn't matter what it is. But
Right.
I remember being in the hallway like, man, I'm nervous. Am I any more nervous? No, I'm just the same amount of nervous.
Yeah.
So if anything, I think it just distracted me.
Oh.
I'm thinking, no? I think it's about the same.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest things that were nerve-wracking for me is because I was coming off of an injury, and then while I was training, I herniated my disc in my neck after my
Oh
broken
my
arm. So
gosh.
it was like a whole bad end of my year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think, maybe, everything happens for a reason. Don't know why all that happened, but I'm perfectly healthy now. Everything's great. And, I think that my nerves were, oh my gosh, this is my first fight since having both of these injuries. And I think that's where more of my nerves were coming from. And I'm thinking, and I'm, the co-main event in the Staples Center, and there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big
We're talking to the preacher's daughter, Holly Holm, who's fighting Wednesday night at the Valley View Casino Center. Big fight night is coming down. It's going to be awesome. I'll be there
Can't
for
wait.
every single fight.
Yep.
And Holly, you're on the main card, and your opponent is a pretty tough
Very
gal. Marion Renault, who has come in, and she's won her first couple of fights, and she's done it in pretty devastating fashion.
Absolutely.
So this is no pushover for you.
No, not at all. Every fight is a step up, and I prefer it that way. I want each fight to be more of a challenge. In boxing, we always say, there's like a lot of undefeated fighters out there, but they're what we consider like paper champions.
Yeah, those tomato cans they give them,
yeah,
huh?
and I never wanted that in my boxing career, and for the last 8 to 9 years of my boxing career, I was fighting all top 5 ranked, nothing less. Currently ranked, not used to be ranked. And I fought them later.
Right.
And I'm prideful of that, and I want that to be, here as well. I want to climb the ladders, and I want each step to be, a step up
Sure.
and more of a challenge, because it makes more of what we call sweet victory.
Right.
No.
Well, people may not know about Holly is she might be the most decorated female boxing champion of all time.
Wow.
I mean,
Well,
she's She's was awesome in boxing. You've transitioned to MMA, and so how has that transition gone for you? Are you still feeling like, man, I got a lot to learn? Are you getting there? Or?
Oh, I feel like I have so much to learn, but I felt like that in boxing. I mean, my jab could be harder and faster, and my straight punch could be cleaner and harder.
Right.
And, you know, footwork could be a little bit better, and you know, there's so many details. So I feel like I'm always a beginner, but I feel like that's how you keep getting better. I feel like if I felt like, oh, I've got it figured out, then I'm never going to get any better. I'm not going to improve, and
Right.
that's when, you know, your butt gets handed to you. So
You don't want that.
keep learning.
No.
And because you come from a boxing background, everybody always questions, well, how's her ground game? What if somebody takes her down? Is she gonna? And they had the kind of the same thing about Conor McGregor this past weekend. You know, where is your ground game at right now? And is that what you expect your opponent to kind of go after you,
You know,
on Wednesday?
We train for it all the time, and I assume that is what my opponents are planning more for. But just as I feel like I'm learning that and I want to be comfortable there, they're like, I'm going to be comfortable, you know, standing and banging with her too. So
Right.
I don't ever, I mean, I assume that, yes, plan A, they're probably going to be trying to do that stuff, but we have plan B.
Yeah.
Always, always, always.
I mean, it's MMA. At this point,
You
you
have no
have to
idea where
know
it's gonna
everything
go.
at this point. You
Absolutely.
know, it's a big deal. So, you know, everybody always brings up the champ, Ronda Rousey. You know, that's your division. She's this unbeatable machine right now where nobody's, you know, been able to even come close to beating her. Is that your eventual goal? Is like, that's who I want to get in the cage with?
Absolutely.
Or, yeah, okay.
Oh, wow, no
Uh,
question.
Well, I feel like if you're
Yes.
in this sport, that's what you
You
should
wanna be the
want.
best.
That's your ultimate
That-
goal, of course.
So anybody that's in this sport and thinks, no, I don't really want the championship. I just
Yeah,
kinda
I want to fight for
Yeah, I'll
Right.
stand
For
on the
funsies.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
punch me in the face
So
for
that's the goal.
good times.
Do I want to get in there tomorrow? No, but if they told me I had to tomorrow, well, then okay,
You're
let's
gonna
get
do
ready
it.
for this.
Yeah.
You know, so
Wow.
I feel like you know, she is unbeatable right now, but everybody's beatable.
At some point.
Of course. I mean, Anderson Silva, people that we never thought were ever going to be taken down, were taken the hell down.
Yeah.
You know, Anderson
It can
Silva is like a
happen.
perfect example twice by like women. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Eddie was saying before you came on that if there's anybody that could beat Ronda, it would be you.
Well, that's I'll take it.
Yeah, hey,
which
listen.
got me going.
I
'cause-
hope if there's only one person to do it, it's me.
I would think you have a pretty good shot. You know, I
I
mean,
hope so.
to me,
That's my
Rhonda, you know, right now, she likes all the tools in her tool belt. You know, she wants to show, hey, listen, I'm a stand-up fighter
Yeah.
too. And so if she stands with you, this is where I'm thinking, okay, let's see how advanced your striking is, Rhonda, and see what happens.
She's a tough girl.
For
and
sure.
She's definitely
Oh, yeah.
learned a lot, and I think what makes her one of the, skill is great. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but one thing that sets her aside with why she's so successful is also because she believes in herself. She gets in there, and there's no option for her to lose. She looks at the other person and says, "I'm going to beat you," and you have to believe in yourself when you get in there. If you don't think you can do it, well,
Yeah.
then you've already lost.
She's
look-
starting to get a little
Wow.
bit of a Mike Tyson-esque mystique about her,
Oh,
where
yes.
opponents are getting
They're already
beaten
beat before
they
start.
go in.
Well,
Yeah.
and Conor McGregor's like that too. You know, I mean, we've
Oh,
had him on
yeah.
before, and then
Yeah.
this weekend even like, I mean, he destroyed a wrestler when he's a striker, but he has that mentality
He
where
believes in
where
himself.
before he even gets in the cage, he's like, I already know I'm gonna knock this guy out.
Yeah.
And so like, but yeah, it would be really cool down the line to see you fight Ronda.
That'd be
I feel
awesome.
like that would be that.
And she's
would
been
pop
real
up.
respectful about you, you know, when
Absolutely.
people ask her
She's been
about
great.
opponents, you know, she said, yeah, eventually I'd like to fight Holly because I
Wow.
believe she's one of the best.
Wow.
And so that would
Yeah.
be, you know,
Yep.
in a dream world, eventually you're fighting for the belt.
Yeah, she's been, you know,
She's really cool. We
I have a
love
lot-
her. Yeah.
Absolutely, I have a lot of respect
Yeah.
for her. I think she's great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no doubt about it. And then let's talk for a second about this past weekend because it was a crazy weekend
yeah.
for UFC. Where you were here probably, right?
I was here.
Okay, so UFC 189. Were you able to watch it?
I was able to watch it. We just watched it in our room at the hotel.
Yeah.
A couple of my teammates are here, and
I mean, what a show!
yeah,
It was insane,
It was
right?
amazing. It's one of the best cards ever.
That's what I
Right.
said.
Wow.
I have to watch
And
it.
then even last night they had the Ultimate Fighter finale. One
And
of
it
your
was great.
teammates was
Oh, Michelle.
fighting Michelle Waterson. I mean, she is
I cried.
what a stud.
Ah.
She's the next big thing, I think, in that division.
Absolutely, And when she first moved over, you know, she's a teammate and one of my best friends, and when she was talking about moving over to the UFC, I'm like, Michelle, like I wrestle with her in practice, and I'm like, you are stronger than, you know, she fought at 105 before and she was going up in weight, and I know that was a big thing on her mind. You know, she's going against these bigger girls now, but you know,
Didn't seem like it was a problem.
No,
Yeah.
I'm like, she's a tough girl. She's strong. She's very talented. She's got great striking. She's got a lot of people underestimate her.
She's
her
the whole
ground
package.
game,
I think
and,
she's going to be a big deal.
She's going to be great. And aside from how awesome all of her actual fighting skill is, she's just too stinking cute. You know,
She's
how do you
gorgeous.
not love her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Aw.
The karate hottie is what she's
And
called.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's great. Best nickname
Love
ever.
it.
That's
That
great.
is the best
That's
nickname
cute.
ever.
So, Holly, we're now just a couple of days out. How are you feeling? How's the weight cut? How's everything going?
I feel good. I always have to drop quite a bit of weight, but I'm actually 1 pound lighter today than I was the day before
Hey,
weigh-ins last time.
there you go.
Oh, yay!
Bonus. There you go. Well, it's going down Wednesday night. A big fight card happening right here in San Diego at the Valley View Casino Center. Holly Holm is going to be taking on Marion Renault. It's going to be a big fight for you.
Absolutely.
And we'll see what happens, and good luck in that fight,
Thank you
Holly.
so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. There you go.
Nice.
All right. I guess there are